They say size isn't everything. Well, I think Demby Dale might have missed that memo, because this tiny Yorkshire village has got a huge history of cooking up some giant pies. Some of them have been legendary, some of them have been a little bit whiffy. But either way, you're about to get a slice of pure British eccentricity. Welcome to Demby Dale, home of the giant pie.
It all began in 1788. The first Demby Dale pie was baked to mark the return of King George III to sanity. The location? The White Hart Inn. The filling? Well, no one knows for sure, but it started a tradition that would grow larger with every occasion. By 1815, after Wellington beat Napoleon at Waterloo, Demby Dale went big, really big. That pie, 20 fowls, 2 sheep, and one very proud village. In 1846, the pie celebrated the repeal of the Corn Laws. It should have been a triumph, but with 15,000 people turning up, the stage collapsed, the pie fell, and a frenzied crowd fought over the crumbled remains. It wasn't the last time things went pear-shaped, or should we say pie-shaped. In 1887, to mark Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee, the village aimed high, but landed flat. A £100 steel dish was forged in Huddersfield. Bakers from Halifax joined forces with a London chef who suspiciously caught a train out of town the night before. Smart man. The pie? Rotten. Literally. Poor planning left meat cold. The sun turned it putrid, and in a final act of desperation, they threw in unpeeled potatoes and whatever else they could find. The Huddersfield Examiner declared it unfit for human consumption. So, what do you do when your pie's a disaster? You bury it in a field near Tobywood and try again. Enter the resurrection pie, baked by the village women just a week later, and this time it was a hit. A decade later, in 1896, Demby Dale redeemed itself once more. The pie celebrated 50 years since the Corn Law repeal, served behind sturdy wooden barricades because, well, they'd learnt a thing or two. Over the next century, the pies marked moments of royal births, national pride and community fundraising. But tragedy wasn't far from this story.
In 1964, while planning a pie to commemorate the birth of 4 royal babies, 4 of the key organisers were tragically killed in a car accident on the way home from a TV interview. But the village decided that they wanted to press on, and they served over 30,000 people and hosted a pie dance. They also sold over 2,000 commemorative plates, and the funds from this helped open the Demby Dale Pie Hall, which opened its doors in 1972 and has been an integral part of the community ever since. Now, if you go to the Pie Hall and look in the car park, you will see quite an unusual flower bed. In fact, it's the actual pie dish from the 1964 pie.
1988's bicentenary pie was the biggest yet. Served to 90,000 people over 2 sunny days after a week of rain. BBC Radio 1 broadcast live from the field, and the pie earned its place in the Guinness Book of Records as the world's largest meat and potato pie.
And just when you thought that pies couldn't get any bigger, along came the Millennium Pie in 2000, measuring 40 feet long, 9 feet wide and 3 feet deep. The first slice was cooked by the legendary cricketer Dickie Bird, and they served over 22,000 people. And of course there were spoons, mugs, tea towels and brochures because, well, let's face it, no Demby Dale pie is complete without a souvenir. So what do you get when you mix Yorkshire grit, community spirit, a little bit of chaos and a whole lot of pastry? You get a tradition like no other. You get the Demby Dale pies. 10 giant pies, one amazing little village and a story baked into history.